All right, we're watching basically Ultramarines. Let's go.
The Imperium of Man worships the God Emperor of mankind, a dying ruler who sits immobile and rotting on his
This
golden
is so
throne.
good.
In ages long past, he ruled the galaxy with a golden
These
fist,
scans.
creating genetically modified super soldiers called the Adeptus Astartes, also known as
Oh my god, they use the miniatures.
They are the bulwark against terror. They are the defenders of humanity, and they shall know no fear.
This guy always does really good work.
Are the
I loved him for his World of
warriors
Warcraft stuff.
humanity, as they are the largest chapter of Space Marines in the Imperium. Now, there are many Space Marine chapters, and typically they inhabit and protect a single planet. Not the Ultramarines. They control a realm of 500 planets within the realm called Ultramar. And if you aren't familiar with 40k lore, but you know what a Space Marine is, you're probably thinking of an Ultramarine.
Yep.
The leader of these forces is the Primarch named Roboute.
There he is.
A guy with
there he is.
The entire
Guilliman himself. I didn't know he had a flame sword.
Universe, and the community has come up with millions of variations.
Oh wait, I have to read this. Robo Girly Man. Robo Girly Man is in the community. G Man, Roblox Grippy Man, Roundabout Guillotine. Oh my god, Robo Gorilla, Bobby G. I like Bobby G. All right, the Blueberry King. Nah, okay, I like Bobby G. Bobby G is my favorite. Bobby G is my favorite.
Of his name. Roboute was one of the Emperor's 21 superhuman sons called the Primarchs, who held the same brilliance as their father. Guilliman has a very extensive history and is one of the most documented characters in the 40k universe. To visualize this, I've printed his almost 19,000
Is he in an Omnissiah suit? That is amazing.
word wiki page, which spans the entire length of my apartment. For this reason, I'm going to keep his story very brief and just give you the essence of his character and all the cool stuff he's done. Anyways, 10,000 years ago in the 30th millennium, all 20 suns were scattered throughout the universe, and Guilliman
18 sons? 18 sons? 2 of them we don't talk about, right?
Was raised on the planet of Macragge, which is basically Rome in space. Roboute would grow up to lead the nation into a prosperous new age, and eventually the Emperor would find his son, be impressed by his leadership skills, and Roboute would become the leader of the Ultramarines.
Make them pay for this assault!
The Ultramarines would play a huge role in the Great Crusade, a time where hundreds of planets were claimed by the Imperium. While other legions would only leave destruction in their wake, the Ultramarines would leave a claimed planet better off than when they first discovered it.
Wow.
They would arm them with a military, supply them with trade routes, and turn the planet into one of 500 they protect in the Ultramar system. This tactic of not being an army of war machines, but an army of protectors, set the Legion up for success.
Oh no, it's him.
Tragedy struck during the Horus Heresy.
Oh, no.
This is a dark time in the history of humanity, where almost half the Primarchs were corrupted by chaos magic, which turned them into monstrous heretics. Guilliman and his soldiers' first exposure to the conflict is depicted in the book Know No Fear.
That book art goes hard. What am I looking at? Is it... oh my god, that's bad. Are they in space? That is like a death metal cover, right? Okay, maybe it's not exactly like a death metal cover, but it invokes the same feelings as looking at a death metal cover band. Oh my god.
In the book, their betrayal was first revealed to the Ultramarines on the planet of Calth, when Chaos Space Marines, who held a sick grudge against the Ultramarines, called Wordbearers, rained hellfire on the unsuspecting soldiers. It was an absolute slaughter, and at first Guilliman thought this was some sort of mistake and broadcasted a message to his brother, Lorgar, leader of the Word Bearers, and told him to cease fire.
Why is he melting?
Guilliman had to come to grips that this was no mistake. Lorgar was a traitor to the Imperium of Man, a traitor to his brothers, and had devolved into a bastard child of the Emperor. As the
Why did he look like he was literally melted Squidward?
carnage raged on and Roboute's Astartes were laid to waste, rage filled the Primarch and he relayed a new message to his despicable
Kill them
brother.
all!
Lorgar of Calcus, you may consider the following. 1. I entirely withdraw my previous offer of a solemn ceasefire. It is cancelled and will not be made again. To you
Badass.
or any of your motherless bastards. 2.
Wow.
You are no longer any brother of mine. I will find you, I will kill you, and I will hurl your toxic corpse into hell's mouth. Oh man. Yeah, I don't care.
Chaos button.
A hole was then blown into Guilliman's spaceship by a giant demon, and as the Primarch was sucked into the vast vacuum of space, he was just so pissed and so badass that while floating in space without a helmet, he literally punched the heads off of Chaos Space Marines.
Man, literally too angry to
So how
die.
this works is that his spaceship has like a thin atmosphere around it, and I like to think the only reason why that lore is written is so we can explicitly get a scene where a guy launches himself into space and punches heads off of people. This battle
Nice.
ended with Guilliman being offered to join the forces of Chaos, and in response, he ripped out his enemy's heart, and Guilliman and the Ultramarines would hunt down the traitorous Word-Bearers and find themselves in a few of the many conflicts of the Horus Heresy Civil War. This
So
included Guilliman getting into a 2v1 fight with Lorgar and his other corrupted brother named Angron. He managed to match both of their strength for a while, but would ultimately get his ass kicked
Is that a JoJo reference? Is that a JoJo
and
reference?
forced to retreat. The Horus Heresy ended with the Emperor of Mankind critically wounded on the throne and the heretics repelled for the time being. With the Emperor left in critical and unresponsive condition, the Imperium was now organized and ran by a council called the Senatorum Imperialis, a group of 12 of the most powerful individuals in government. And Roboute Guilliman served as the Lord Commander.
I like
of
how
the
he keeps
Imperium.
doing different names.
Now, unfortunately, Guilliman's time as Lord Commander would be short-lived, after he'd lost a fatal duel with his corrupted brother named Fulgrim. But the effects of Guilliman's actions as the Lord Commander can still be seen to this day. Easily, the most impactful piece of work he developed was the Codex of Astartes. This
Oh
is
yeah,
a
he
sacred
made
tome
that.
that covers every ruling a Space Marine must follow, from recruitment, combat deployment, weapon optimization, and the resisting of heinous heresy in the galaxy. One important rule is that Space Marine legions are split into smaller chapters of 1,000. This decentralized the Space Marines' power, so rogue Astartes falling in the chaos could not start a civil war like the Horus Heresy ever again. Now, various legions follow the rules of the Codex of Astartes to varying degrees,
Yeah.
but the Ultramarines treat it like teachings directly from the Emperor himself.
Heresy. Heresy.
In fact, if an Ultramarine does not follow the Codex to
No, I believe that I would 100% believe that that is an actual rule in there, no anime. And honestly, understandable. Understandable. What are the other ones? A Space Marine must display their badge. Campaign badges must be signed. No anime. If it looks heretical, shoot it. All Blueberry Boys must revere Robot Girly Man. The Ultramarines win. Always. I'm running out of rules. Perfect rules. Perfect rules. I love it. I'm tight. I don't know what that said at the bottom, but oh my god, no
to
anime.
a T, it is seen as an act of heresy, and they're sent off into a suicide mission called a Death Oath even if their breaking of the Codex is the morally right thing to do. To clarify, anime is not morally right.
Correct. Correct.
But
there is a lot of overlap between people who enjoy Warhammer 40k and anime. So all of y'all are breaking the Codex of Astartes. You fucking filthy heretics. I bet you like it too. But Rave, you are anime? I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. So I am not one of the people in the Blueberry Squad. So I'm not on trial here. Me maybe or maybe not watching anime does nothing. Sorry.
Reason for this. Following the Codex like it's the gospel has made the Ultramarines into the most well-organized strike force in the Imperium, with the ability to dominate in all forms of combat.
Bang, bang, bang. I thought that said the blueberry wants you, brother.
Becoming an Ultramarine is another challenge in itself, which is inspired by the upbringing of their Primarch. Typically, recruits are found among the 500 planets of Ultramar, and they must undergo 2 grueling trials.
Oh, I am
First
blue.
Is the exposure
no.
trial, where adolescent recruits are shipped off to dangerous planets and must survive for a set period of time. In rare cases, families may even cast out their infants into these trials.
They're like Spartans.
Next, some recruits may have to endure the challenge trial, which basically means they have to get the shit beaten out of them by an Ultramarine and are judged by how badly they lose.
Alright, I'm bored. The will of the Emperor is to kill you now.
Wait, what?
Oh no. Oh my god.
If recruits are proven to be worthy contenders, they will undergo surgery and have around 20 different organs implanted into their body, and then they're injected with something called a gene seed.
Damn, he's
Basically,
so sexy.
Primarch juice that turns them into 8-foot-tall, roided-out super soldiers. And congratulations!
It's just that
now,
easy to
after
get
a bunch
taller,
of
guys.
Training and conditioning, you are ready to fight in an intergalactic war for the Imperium. And because this is Warhammer, there are a lot of wars. But how these wars are set up is more like WWE in space. And the Ultramarines have fought in dozens of wars against dozens of enemies, and have won.
Is that John Cena? Because I can't see him. Why is there nothing on the screen?
Kind of, sort of the main characters in a lot of 40k media. But probably the most notorious wars are the Tyrannic Wars against the Tyranids. Tyranids are space-traveling insectoids with an outrageous amount of units.
I love
all
these
connected
guys.
by
They're
a
not my
central hive
favorite,
mind
but
looking to consume every living organism in the universe. So they're the Zerg from StarCraft. Well, more like
what? Yeah, wait, is he gonna say
the
it?
Zerg are directly copied from Tyranids,
Yeah.
but you get the idea.
Yeah, because StarCraft was originally going to be a Warhammer game, if I'm not mistaken. So really, yes, it's the other way around, like you said.
During the First War,
Yeah.
the Imperium's first contact with the Xenos was when they tore apart the
Filthy
world of
Xenos.
Tyran, which is actually how they got their name, the Tyranids. Another notable world they devoured was Prandium, which in Latin means late breakfast.
Is that real?
When consuming all of the biomass on the planet, the Tyranids even consumed the world's atmosphere for nutrients. Their insatiable hunger then led them to the world of Macragge, and absolutely rocked the Ultramarines.
Alien beings!
In fact, the only way the Space Marines were able to turn the tide of battle was by sending one of their prized battleships into the bulk of Tyranid forces and self-detonating,
Oh my.
creating a space vortex that sucked the creatures into oblivion. This sacrifice gave them the opportunity to reclaim their planet, but suffered very heavy losses. And afterwards, a large section of the First Company consisted of veterans from these Tyrannic wars, and specialized in the eradication of the Xenos. And in recent lore developments, in the 10th edition of 40k, there is a 4th Tyranid invasion happening. So the rivalry between these two factions is alive and well.
Badass. Oh my.
You know how I said Guilliman, the Primarch of the Ultramarines, was dead? Well, I lied.
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I didn't want to call it because I'm like, I don't know the lore as well as I should. So I was like, oh, I guess he's dead. But I was like, I could have sworn he was still alive, right? Or like he's in a coma.
The Primarch would be laid to rest on his homeworld of Macragge on a throne surrounded by a stasis field, much like his father. And his shrine would be an important holy site for the Imperium. Flash forward 10,000 years to the 41st millennium, and there is currently an assault by Chaos Space Marines. During the conflict, Guilliman was resurrected with the help from a cyborg slugman, a living saint, a woman in a cool hat.
Yeah, I like the hat.
I wish
the space elf he's dating her, or he has like, is he dating a space elf?
I could give you context to all of these characters, but they all require their own separate videos.
Destroy these slaves of the false emperor! The enemy wishes to fight, brothers! Let us indulge them!
Badass.
During the fury of combat, the loyal Primarch was resurrected, his very holy presence demanding the attention of every combatant in the room. Oh, fuck.
More skulls for the skull throne!
Ooh.
Guilliman sprung into combat immediately after being dead for 10,000 years, and now the temple would be the heretic's tomb.
This is why, if you are a heretic or a demon, do not start a fight on holy ground. Like, what the hell? Like, it's literally your kryptonite. Come on, guys.
As the dust cleared, Roboute took note of the fate of the Imperium after his 10,000-year-long coma, and he was disturbed at what he saw. You see, his father, the Emperor, had led humanity with the concept called the Imperial Truth. In summary, it was the concept that humanity should not be plagued by the worship of gods, superstition, or faith. Instead, they should focus on science, logic, and reason. Now in the 41st millennium, Roboute sees the entire Imperium praising the Emperor as a god and are fanatically worshipping him. Religion has now become the largest characteristic that unifies mankind, which has turned them into intolerant, hateful, and so stubborn it has restricted their technological advancement. The Imperium has embodied every single negative characteristic of humanity to a ridiculous degree. Quadrillions of humans spend their lives in misery, either dying on a factory floor or just becoming another casualty in pointless wars while humanity slowly withers away into nothingness. The wealthy are a part of the zero.
It's the guys from TTS. It's the guys. It's that one guy who looks like handsome Squidward, but he's like really ugly at the same time. It's those guys from Warhammer TTS that I never learned the names of, but they have funny voices.
0.00001% of the population and corrupted nobles rule over humanity in a fascist regime and use the punishment of the God Emperor to enact their will on the populace.
Death to the impure!
I mean, there are space nuns who sing hymns about the God Emperor of mankind while they torture maybe heretics and put them in death machines on the battlefield. And they have lab-grown, lobotomized babies as servants? What the
It's so cute.
Now here's Roboute,
So cute.
who everyone views as the son of God, knowing that this is the exact opposite thing his father would have wanted. But the Imperium has become so fanatical that they would kill him before admitting their faith is wrong. Now, to me personally, this is what makes Roboute such an interesting character, and it's up to him to somehow save the Imperium from the death spiral they're currently in. Because, oh yeah, also during this time, all of his brothers are either dead, missing, or have turned into literal demons. With Guilliman's pragmatic leadership mind, he's trying to lead the Imperium with humanity's best interest. Emphasis on try.
Yeah, because this, like, I'm glad he addressed it already, because there's no way you could just tell people, like, no, this is wrong, you should do this, you have it all wrong, because they would much rather just kill you. Their faith would be so ingrained that they would probably just find a way to convince themselves that, no, he's been corrupted, or he's fallen, or this isn't really him, and he came back, or anything. They would find other excuses than just being like, oh shit, dude, he's right. Or like, maybe we should listen to what he has to say. Though they will jump through hoops to keep what they believe is truth as truth. It happens today, but imagine the truth that we're talking about that isn't truth has been perpetuated for 10,000 years. Yeah, that's not... Yeah, maybe he will lose his mind and turn chaos. Maybe, and that's... Or that would just be an excuse that they would say. It's like, oh, dude, shit, dude, we thought he came back, but it turns out he's been possessed by a demon or something. Or like he's actually fallen. He's a false deity, blah, 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 something like that. They would find a way.
Here's a brief summary of how that's going. In the Terran Crusade, Guilliman fights every single flavor of Chaos Space Marine and Demon possible. Guilliman then has a one-on-one talk with the Emperor, who addresses his only living loyal son like a tool, rather than his own son, which only strengthened Guilliman's beliefs that his father was not a god, but just some rotting asshole in a chair. Next is the era of Indominus, where Guilliman fights against Chaos Space Marines that fart, and Guilliman actually dies again, but is then revived by his father, which only weakens his belief, and, you know, perhaps his dad actually is a god. And while he's still undecided, Roboute has learned that he can use religion to galvanize humanity and use it as a weapon to inspire his soldiers, even if he doesn't necessarily believe it himself.
Just like a politician. Just like a politician. Even if you don't believe it, you can use it to gain support.
And like I said, the Imperium has to deal with yet another Tyranid invasion. But thankfully, one of Guilliman's loyal brothers, Lion L. Johnson, woke up from a long nap, so the entire fate
Lots
of
of
humanity
napping.
Doesn't rest entirely on Roboute's shoulders. In recent history, Guilliman rewrote and modernized parts of the Codex and helped introduce the Primaris Space Marines.
Ooh.
They're bigger. They're better. They're stronger in every way. So, why do they even exist? It's kind of redundant, and, well, to be honest, this entire universe exists so that Games Workshop can sell tiny plastic army men figures. And that is the exact reason why Primaris Space Marines exist, because they needed to scale up their models. And that is basically the Ultramarines and their Primarch. Like I said, very brief introduction of Roboute, and to get the full story and its relationships with those around him, you'll need your own independent video. Or 5. Like, there's this whole meme in the community where he wants to bang a space elf, even though there's
the... What the
really
fuck?
no lore back.
Is that her pregnant? Is that her just pregnant? Why? What is all of this? What the heck? What am I looking at? Oh my god. People are really into this.
Backing up that they're romantic.
Even go back. Even in Warhammer 40K, if they share any screen time / story time together, you can ship them. The fan base, they will ship them. Always. They share some time together in the story. Ship them together. Totally. They shared some time, but then some time skipped. They totally banged, guys. They totally banged.
So in summary, Ultramarines and their Primarch are the quintessential soldiers of the Imperium. They are protectors of humanity and are led by the Son of God, who's been a beacon of leadership for humanity to follow in this grim, dark universe. Pretty much, they're the good guys. Well, as good as xenophobic, zealous, imperialist, mutated, superhuman warriors, really can be. If you want more Warhammer lore, check out the link on your screen right now. And you can support this channel while getting something in return by checking out the link down below for a free Warhammer audiobook.
Go check them out.
I personally recommend the short story series called Nexus for newcomers. And again, you can grab this free audiobook by clicking...
That's a cool book cover. It has bullet holes in it. Oh, that's sick.
The link in the description. Thanks for watching, and subscribe.
That's so cool. That's so cool. No, cancel.
There are some people who would
I said cancel. Oh my god, that was so good. That was so good. I love this guy when he was doing World of Warcraft. I don't know if he's gonna keep doing World of Warcraft because he said that he's not interested in the newer expansion stories so far, or hasn't been. So it seems he's really more into Warhammer. I'm sure he's always been into Warhammer, but maybe he wants to make more stuff of this. It was quality content, and I thank you for watching it with me. I will drop a link, obviously, to his channel in the description. Go check out his entire channel. Go check out his World of Warcraft stuff. Even if you don't play World of Warcraft, which I almost never have, the way he tells the stories are really good. It's just entertaining to watch him explain the stories and to hear the lore of even a game you may never play or never have played. But again, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Consider liking and subscribing and all the other fun stuff. Maybe commenting, come by the live stream, all that stuff. Okay, plug is done. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and until next time, I'll see you later. I fucked up the intro. Bye.